Is willpower the answer to your problems? Cece Cheney here, and today we're chatting about why you should be celebrating your wins today and why willpower is not the answer to your problems. Here's the thing. If this is a new concept for you or something you haven't been doing, celebrating your wins, and you'd like 2 practical exercises that can help you feel better about where you are in your journey, feel free to shoot me a message. I'll send those your way. But I wanted to talk about this topic a little bit today for a couple of reasons, right? So you're probably thinking, why should I be celebrating? And if you are someone who doesn't do this on a regular basis, you might even be thinking, what the heck do I have to celebrate, right? So this is kind of an interesting concept. It came up for me today because one of my clients sent me a message today, a voice clip, and she was so excited about some success that she was having, and we've been celebrating all morning. And I thought, you know what? More people need to be doing this, right? In my experience, a lot of people think that the way to get to where they're going is through grit and willpower. But here's the reality, and this is something that I've had to learn the hard way, and it's something that I'm always talking to my clients about. Your journey is going to be your journey, right? Whatever that is, if it's a health goal, if that's you trying to improve your relationship, if that's you trying to build a business, that journey is going to be the way that it is. It could take you a couple more months from where you are now. It could take you years to finally arrive, right? If that's even a thing. There are going to be ups and downs. There are going to be highs and lows. There will be dips. But how you feel about that journey is totally up to you. And the likelihood of you making it to whatever that destination is, if you feel bad about that journey, is so slim, right? It's so slim. So I was reading an article this morning that I thought really talked about it in a way that makes sense, right? So, I'm all for research and studies and all of these things. It's how my mind kind of works. I'm very analytical. So this article was talking about this researcher who studies the relationship between success and our emotions. And I thought that this was really interesting because you don't necessarily always hear people talk about this. And so there was this quote from this researcher, and he says, the feelings gratitude, compassion, and pride are easier to generate than the willpower and self-denial that underpin traditional approaches to self-control and grit. And while willpower is quickly depleted, pro-social emotions actually become stronger the more we use them. I don't know about you, but I thought that was so incredibly powerful. I mean, how many times have you heard about how you have to have grit and self-control and willpower, right? And while I will always say that being disciplined is important, right? Because you've got to show up and do the work, whatever that looks like. If you're in a relationship and you're not doing the work it takes to nurture that, if you are trying to lose weight and you're not doing the work it takes to actually do that, I mean, that's required, right? That's the obvious part. But if you're looking for willpower to be that motivation, you're looking at something that is quickly depleted. But these pro-social emotions, that gratitude, that compassion, that pride, that is what will actually guide you in your journey, right? So let me know if that resonates, if that makes sense to you guys. But I thought that was so incredibly powerful. So not only are these things that you can absolutely do, right? You can conjure up gratitude. You can conjure up compassion for yourself and the people along in the journey with you. You can conjure up pride in what you're doing much, much easier than the willpower to get out of bed at 5 a.m. if you don't want to, right? So rather than being so focused on something that will quickly deplete, it makes more sense to take some time to conjure up those good feelings. So today is Friday. I'm a part of an entrepreneurship community where we actually call Friday Celebration Friday, and we make it a point to go out there and celebrate our wins. And there's tons of ways that you can do this. But every single Friday, it's something that we do, right? So taking the time to celebrate your wins is so important. Also, being compassionate, right? He said compassionate as a feeling, but are you compassionate with yourself, right? And so when I used to do therapy, this was something that I talked with clients about a lot, because it's very easy for some people to conjure up compassion for other people, but we do not often have that same level of compassion for ourselves. So, right, being compassionate with yourself, right, honoring where you are in your journey, is so important. And then take pride in that progress, take pride in your wins, actually taking the time to acknowledge where you're at, right, and how far you've come. So I thought this was a really powerful piece of information. Let me know what you think about it. Now, if you are not someone who's been in practice, because again, this is something that you've got to practice. It's like a muscle you've got to build. And you'd like to know 2 activities that you can implement into your journey to help you in your process, whatever that journey is for you, feel free to shoot me a message, and I will share 2 tricks that my clients use to keep them motivated along their journey. So if you'd like those, hop on over to my inbox, send me a quick message and say, hey, I'd like those 2 little tricks. I'll send them your way. Otherwise, it's Friday. I'm going to finish celebrating. And I don't go live on the weekend, so I will see you next week. Ciao.